are watching Melody Lane. With me, you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Here's a shout out to a few of the people who support this channel on Patreon. Rhonda, Jessica, Ruthie, Susie, Jane, Christine, Nita, Ann, Tammy, Kathleen, Cheryl, Sherry, Dee, Tina, Deborah, Linda, Brenda, Mel, Charlotte, Lizzie, Ann, Trish, Marilyn, Becky, Emily, Lindsay, Sarah, Mary, Rose, Sabrina, Heather, Beth Ann, Jane, Bonita, Melissa, Jody, Bobby, Donna, Afia, Shanna, Emma, Linda, and Mouse Baby. A huge thank you to my co-sponsors. You guys are awesome. Good morning. Hi, everybody. So it's Saturday morning. We do this every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. And we do a giveaway every Saturday morning. And if you're interested in more giveaways, watch my video from last night. You have 2 weeks to enter that. Well, 2 weeks less 1 day to enter that giveaway. And you may win a Cricut Joy or something even more than that. It's a surprise giveaway. Okay. So today we're going to talk about welding. I will take questions live also, but I was thinking I'm going to make a project and we're going to be using welding and slicing. I have something kind of in my head, so I'm going to try to do that, and I think I'm going to share it to the community, the Cricut community, so I'll show you how to share it, and you guys can all use it too. And then after this class, we have viewer mail. So I will be opening some viewer mail. I love that, not because I love getting stuff, but I love to see what you guys make because you send me these awesome cards that I can't believe how talented you guys are. You guys are amazing. And so I like to share what you guys do. And so it's always fun to see what you make. All right. So in order to be in the giveaway, you do have to be able to be in the chat. So you have to be logged into YouTube and be in the chat to be able to enter in the giveaway. Do we have Nightbot? Has Nightbot been here? I think I forgot to check on Nightbot. Let me make sure he is around because he is the guy that chooses the winner. Let me just refresh the page. Okay, so we're not doing that right now, but we will be. And there's the chat. Okay. All right, let's go to Design Space. And I have a project in my mind. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some welding and slicing, but then I want to make sure everybody understands how to weld if they don't know. All right, let's go to Design Space. Okay, I'm going to start with a font. And I was just looking through the fonts. And I was going to do this one. And we're going to say Spread Love. And, where I want to click on that font. Got to click it. Go back up here. And I found a font I wanted, and now I don't remember where it's at. I had it up here. Oh, I think it was Candace. There's so many fonts. There it is. Candace Regular. So I'm going to click that right now, but I also forgot that we are in the beginning of Design Space class. I always like to show you the brand new images. Thank you, Heather. So we go to image sets, and at the top there's always these Star Wars ones. And so I'm going to scroll down, and there are new image sets. There are every single week. So now they have motivational workout phrases. There's 32 of them. Funny workout phrases. There's 38 of those. They have England cute characters, Germany cute characters. Looks like there's 15 of each. Excuse me. And there looks like there's also drawing, possibly printing. Then there's Australia and Canada, United States. And then there's masks. There's 36 mask images. Dad t-shirts, there's 35 of those, so those are great for Father's Day. And I think we've already seen these. Baseball t-shirts, we've went over those the last week. Okay, all right, now let's go back here. I want to double click this. I'm going to break this up into 2 lines. And I'm also going to go to advanced. I'm going to break up the lines so they're different. This one I think needs to be a little bit closer together. No, that's line space. This is letter space. And this S does not want to get any closer, so I'm going to ungroup it. I'm going to click on this and use my keyboard arrows to go to the right, just to move it over a little. Actually, I want these. You know what? Here's a hint when you're working with text or images and you're welding or attaching and different things, never use black. Always change the color. And instead of going to each one of these and changing the color, you can just select them all and change the color of all of them all at once. I'm going to zoom in here so you guys can see. Do you see how this P is in front of that S? If we were to attach this, that S is going to cut right here and down here. These letters will actually be 4 pieces for these 2 letters. I get questions all the time, why weld? So we're going to show you why. I'm going to scoot this over, not quite that much, maybe like that and that. Oh, and if I hold the shift key while I'm using my mouse, whoops, I had them both selected, it will make it go straight, just like I was using my arrows. So I'm going to ungroup this one as well. Whoops. Had both of them selected with the shift key. Okay, so now we're going to see what happens when we hit make it. Okay, that's not what we want. This is a question we get all the time. Why does it do this? And the answer usually is you need to attach. The answer for this is not attach. Let's attach. So we select it all. Look over here in the layers panel. There's all those pieces. We're going to click attach. There's still all those layers. And we're going to click make it. Now that looks right, except for these cut lines. All of these black lines are cut lines. So like I said earlier, that is going to cut out there, and this is going to cut out there. You don't want that to happen. So what we do instead is weld. There's one rule about welding. You can't unweld. I can undo. So if I were to weld this, now look at all of these in the layers panel. Now, when I click weld, look what happens. They all go to one piece, and you no longer see these pieces, these cut lines in between. They're all grouped together. But now there's no way to unweld. We have to hit the back button. Now, the problem with this is if we've done a lot more designing and then we decide we want to unweld. So here's a trick, not really a trick, just a tip. What I like to do is select it all Oh, it's all, I'm going to detach because there's no reason to have it attached. I'm going to select it all. I'm going to group it. Now this is also something people do to try to fix it. Now I have it grouped together and it all moves together just like it did when it was attached. Now I'm going to click Make It. That's not right. So remember, when you're using group, it only works on the canvas, not on the cutting mat. And let me tell you why I like to use group. I need to move this up higher. Because I can duplicate this and it's all in a group. And the reason I'm duplicating it is because I want to save this before I weld it in case I change my mind and I want to change anything. I can rearrange it. Because I can't unweld, I can start over from this point on. So the reason I like to group is if it wasn't grouped, I would have to click each one of these to hide it. I just want to hide this in the layers panel in case I need it later. So I'm going to click on the eye for the whole group and I don't have to click each one. Okay, have you guys learned anything yet today? What does the shift key do? So the shift key, oh wait, let me ungroup. The shift key, if I want to move this sideways, it will hold it sideways in line. Or if I want to move it up, it kind of holds it up. See how it's perfectly straight up and down? That's not my talent. That's because I'm holding the shift key. And if I have that selected and hold the shift key and select this and this and this, it will select them all without me going like this. There's always many ways to do things. Okay, so I'm going to hold my shift key and put this back. Okay, so now we have that saved. So I'm going to go ahead and weld these, but I'm going to weld them separately. So I'm going to click Weld and click that and click Weld. And I'm not sure how I want to do this. I was thinking I want to put this in, I don't know, like a circle or something. Or maybe, how do you guys want it? I just love that big L. I can weld them together too. And what I was thinking is, I was thinking of doing something inside a circle. Okay, Blessed Mama has a great question. And sorry, I can't read all the questions, but I just looked over and she says, why when using different colors do you attach and they all go to the same color? So let me show you. I'm going to make these different colors just to explain it. And we're going to move these down for a second. Whoops, not you. So here are 3 colors. The reason, these are probably too big. The reason when you attach them, they all go to one color is because they're going to cut out on one mat. They're going to go to the mat like this. There's no way now to separate these. Like they're one set. So it makes them kind of like one image, but actually this circle is going to cut out around there. So you're going to have like a football shape in between each one of these. So that's why they change to the same color. Because when they're attached, they change to the same group. Same mat, I mean. Okay, I'm going to detach those. I want these to go in a circle. I was thinking like to make it like for a t-shirt that says spread love, but I want it to be like a hollow t-shirt, not a hollow t-shirt. a hollow circle. And I still don't know what I'm going to do with it. Oh, we could add a heart and stuff too. If you guys have any ideas of what to add to this, yeah, we could curve it also. See, now if I wanted to go and look at curve, I would go back to my saved projects because this is all welded and I wouldn't want to go undo everything. So now we're going to slice. The shift key does not work on iPad, but on iPad it's not needed because on iPad it already goes straight. It has little guides to make it work straight, so you don't have to do that. So we're going to slice this. So we just have a ring instead of the full center. And to slice it, you can only slice it with 2 images. See, I can slice it. Now, if I were to click all of this and slice does not let me do it because in the layers panel, there are more than 2 layers. If you have a score line attached, that's a whole nother layer. It won't work. So we're just going to select these and click slice. And I'm just going to delete these. I don't know if I'm going to need that. Somebody shared something like this on Facebook with like happy birthday with someone's name in it. And they asked, well, how do you do that? And you just weld it. It's so easy. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to hide that for a minute. I need to send this to the back because it's not letting me grab the yellow pieces. I kind of want it all together. Now, I'm having some other ideas going on in my head for the spread love. We're going to ungroup. My favorite slice is a piece of blueberry pie, says Joan. Maybe we'll make these bigger. Could have probably done them all at once. Whoops, I forgot they're not connected. Yeah, I don't want these in complete order. I think I need these bigger. Maybe not that big. Okay, we need a shape of a heart. Patricia's asking me would I show what slice does. So I had those 2 circles and it cut the one circle out of the other circle, giving me this ring. I want to make sure that these are touching, otherwise they're just going to be floating. So I unlocked this so I can make this a different shape. Did you guys hear my dog snoring? I'm going to turn this and kind of change the shape of it. Okay. Should we try that? I'm going to move this out of the way. So now we're going to see what happens. You know what? Let's group that and duplicate it and hide it. Okay. We're going to see what happens. And I'm going to click Weld. And it's not a pretty color. I think it would look cool in white and maybe on a black shirt. So you can change the background. I don't know. Maybe I just need the words. Let's see what this looks like welded. I kind of like that. Okay. How you make the heart change. Oh, we need a heart here. And we could just make the heart red. So what I did to make the heart change is I unlocked it. You can make it, that way. You can flip it around. You can do all of that. But what I did is I turned it this way, and then all of these go back around and did it that way. And now it's kind of a different shape. I can turn it this way again, and now it's a different shape. Do you see how I did that? I'm going to undo though, because I don't really like that shape. It's too much. There we go. Let's change it a little. Whoops, it's locked. Got to unlock it. Now we could have this as, you know what, let me duplicate that. We could have this as just going here, or we could have that as welding that. And then you could always put this on top of it, move it to the front, and have it like this. For some reason, I think this yellow should be orange. I like that. Do you guys like it? Okay, let me see your questions. How did you change the background color? So you change the background color right down here at the very bottom, right above slice. You just click on that. Now when I click on it, watch up here, because when I click on it, this up here will change. So I'm going to click on it. And now it has an option for me to change the color. And I can change it to any color I want to. You can also turn on and off the grid lines right up here in the top. Okay. Let me go through and see if there's anything else I need to answer. How do you change it on the iPad? I can't remember right now offhand. Okay. I'm reading your comments. Okay. Let me see. This is all really big. Okay. Oh, see, now I should have saved that heart there for there too. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that. Do you guys want me to share this? Do you want me to show you how to share it? First, you have to save it. And here's a tip. Don't do what I did, and you should save as you go. So I'm going to click save. And so now, does everybody understand Weld? Do you understand Weld? So I saved this to my projects. So I'm going to go, when given the button location, can you give the iPad location too? I can't because I don't have the iPad location open and I don't use the iPad that often. It is the same buttons. It is the same weld and slice, and it all has the same rules. So I suggest if you're using an iPad, go down and click all the buttons at the bottom and see what comes up and slide it back and forth, because not all the buttons are viewable. You have to kind of slide it. Okay, now when I hit make it, I always suggest to click make it to make sure it's how you want. And there we got our heart, and we have that. And of course you can make these bigger if you want to, any size you want. To make things bigger, if you want to keep the proportions, always keep this locked if you want to keep the proportions. And then you can just always make it smaller or bigger. Now, if I want to do this, I don't have this grouped with that. They're completely separate. I'm going to undo. Now, if I want to size these correctly, I can just select them both. And I know they're both selected because I'm looking at the layers panel and they're gray. Or I can group them together. I prefer to group them together in case I ever want to change the size. And if I wanted to change, you know, I could do it like that by unlocking the lock and putting it that way. And if I change my mind, I can just undo the last two things I did. And you can undo many things, not just two, but I only did two things. Okay, so you know what we need to do? To share this with the actual Cricut community in a public forum, you do have to take a picture of your project. Now, I haven't done the project yet. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot. On a Mac, you hit, I don't even know now, I just do it automatically. I think it's Shift Command 4. Yep, Shift Command and 4, and it will take that screenshot for you. So let me save this. Yes, I duplicate things in case I mess them up, and I can always go back. Okay, select more than one layer in the layers panel. Yes. Okay, so in the layers panel, what I do is I click Shift, and then like I'm clicking over here, clicking there and there. I am holding down my Shift key. And it doesn't look like this is selected, but it is over here. So let's group all that. So it was selected even though it didn't look like it. And so now this is all grouped together because I held down the Shift key. I did not let up on the Shift key the whole time. I just clicked it and held it down. I'm going to ungroup that. Okay. Explain the screenshot again. on a Mac, you hold down Shift, Command, and the number 4 all at the same time, and then you drag this, and it takes a picture. But that's on a Mac. And I'll show you why we need that picture. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click the share button. Clicking the share button in this area will only share it publicly to everybody. So, and you have to add more details. So you have to upload a picture. It can be a picture of your dog if you want. And project name, Spread Love. Oh, it already has the name. I don't know why I didn't see that. And tags, just put love. Description, spread love to use how you want. Click save. And now I can just save it to Facebook or Pinterest or any place like that. I can also copy the project link. Now, I can also go to my profile. Now, your profile now has all messages, not messages, all of your projects, but these are not all public. I'm trying to see. Show here, it's the, yeah. So now, oh, here's the share. If I wanted to share it with you. Copy project link. It's copied. And I'm going to post it over here in the chat. And anytime I share a, let me click on that. Let me show you what happens. Let me make this a little bigger. Okay, so this is what happens when you click on a project that anybody shares. And you click open. And then you can't see this here. Up at the top, it says open Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to open that. And it brought it over to my other monitor. So here is the project. And I can click make it or I can customize it. How do you save an image so it shows fully when you save a project? Pretty much put the image at the top left of the screen. And then when you save it to your projects, it should show that. Don't have something like something small way over here, or it'll make it really small. I have version 5.9.8. Can you show how to find a person? I don't know. Let's go to the home. I do not see the Cricut community here. They used to have the Cricut community here. How can you find my projects in Cricut? When you click on that link, okay. So here, this is the link. When you get this link, it doesn't look like this at the top. Remember, it was the one that said customize like this. It had the picture up here. My name is right underneath it. If you click on that, it will take you to the projects I share. It won't show all of these projects because I didn't publicly share those. But I did publicly share this one and Canada Day. And there are some others that I shared publicly. I have over 900. So they're not. If you click on it, you can see it, but I can't. Okay. Let me answer some questions. Can you show how to make letters in a shape or a circle? Sure. Let's go back. How do I get back from here? Oh, I go here. Go to Canvas. Let's go to New. We'll spread some more love. All in one line. Okay. Now this does not work on an iPad, but everywhere else. If you do not ungroup, you do not attach or weld, you have this row here of things you can change. So you can click curve. Thank you, Melanie. I really appreciate that. And you can put it all in a circle like that way or this way. You can also, let's just duplicate this. And we're going to change the color just so we know it's a different color. So if I wanted to, say you wanted to put happy birthday with somebody's name, you could, I don't know if this is going to work right. I've done it this way before, but maybe it depends. Oh, I need to move the letters closer together. That's what I need to do. Oh, and I forgot to say we are live on YouTube and Twitch today. And we can change that. And change this one. It really just depends on what words you're doing. It does take some playing around. I don't really like that, but that's how you can make things in a circle. Oh, let me show you something else about slice and stuff. I'm just going to back up. I don't like looking at these in the circle. I like putting happy birthday in a circle. Oh, it's, look how far you can undo. That was pretty far. I'm going to duplicate this a few times. We are going to add a shape. Thank you, Grandma's gone. We're going to send the shape to the back. We're going to duplicate the shape a few times. Okay. Let's change the color. Thank you, Debbie. Okay, so if I want to slice, this is where a lot of people have a problem. I'm going to select them both. I only have 2 layers here. I can slice. Okay? So I sliced that out, right? It worked. The problem is people try to slice when they don't have them all together. Like if I were to ungroup, every single one of these is now in a separate line. So if I wanted to, let's change colors. If I wanted to slice this one through, it won't let me. And the reason is because each and every one of these is in a different layer. Now, to fix that, it's so easy. Do you guys know what I have to do to fix this? I'm going to see if anybody knows the answer, and I'm going to read the chat for a minute. Michelle, that is hilarious. Thank you, Judy. Okay, so we have a few answers. We have the answers of weld, group, attach. Okay, so let's try those and see what happens. Okay, oh, I have them all selected. Okay, so let's group. It didn't move these. So it still has all these layers. So grouping won't work. I'm going to ungroup. Is it? Wait a minute. I thought I grouped. Okay. It won't work though. Okay. So I'm going to ungroup. Now I'm going to attach because somebody said attach. So here's what happens. When you click attach, it's still all these layers. So we cannot slice because we have all these layers. So the correct answer is weld. You do not have to have it attached, but then you do weld, and then I can select it. Looking over here, I only have 2 layers and I can slice. Has anybody run into this problem before that it's not working? It won't let them slice? I always try to tell people the answer to slicing is in the layers panel. Only 2 layers can be selected. Even if you have a score line attached, you cannot slice. All right, you guys are learning something. Who's ready to win $15? In order to be entered, you do have to be in the chat. You can say anything. Tell me something you're grateful for. Tell me some good news or something you're grateful for. Joan says her husband is finally retiring after 55 years. That's awesome. All right, so this giveaway is for anybody in the entire world. Okay. Grandchildren, yes. For being healthy, yes. Ooh, somebody got a negative COVID result. Awesome. Learning something new. Church is opening. Grateful for learning a lot. Clean water. You know what I mean? Fresh air is something that we can be grateful for. Everybody has something to be grateful for. Retirement is getting closer. Okay, so Nightbot's going to pick our winner. And we have a winner. I'm going to let the chat slow down just a bit. Okay, are we ready for the winner? It's coming. I don't know what you guys even see. Do you see it? No. Ooh. Ooh, who's the winner? Congratulations to Linda Street. I think it's Street, right? Street? Looks like Street to me, but I'm not very good at that. So Linda, you need to email me at melodylanedesigns@gmail.com. Thank you, Susan. Awesome. Grateful to be alive. Okay, now do we have, I was going to give Susan the email, or Linda. Yeah. My email. Whoops, I need to spell it correctly. So email me. Oh, I put an arrow instead of the dot. Email me at melodylanedesigns@gmail.com. And however you'd like the money, through PayPal or Amazon gift card, I would need an email. If you want PayPal, an email to send it to your PayPal, or an email that you use for Amazon. Welcome, Lou. Yay, Mary learned again today. Okay, do we have any other questions about Design Space? How do you do screenshot in Windows? Can somebody help her with that question? There's a snippet tool, I think. I haven't used Windows in a long time, so I'm not quite sure. But you know how I find answers? I Google, how do I do screenshots with Windows? I wonder if, Alexa, how do you do screenshot with the Windows computer?
Here's something I found on reference.com. Users of Windows XP and beyond can take screenshots of an individual window or the entire screen by using the print screen key. The screenshot can be viewed and edited using Microsoft's Paint program, which is included in a typical Windows operating system installation.
Did you get that? Alexa knows. Okay, I just saw a great question. Thank you, Lindsay. Let's go to Design Space. So the question was, why do things move after you position them and unlock them? Okay. Let's just get rid of some of this stuff. So I don't know if you mean like stuff on this canvas. So let's say we're at the 1 inch mark right here, and we want, well, let's say we want to do it over here. Let's say this is the 12-inch mark, and we want to cut this yellow over here at the 12-inch mark. And we want that there, and that there, and we want it to go like this. And then I click Make It. And of course, it is not anywhere I put it. The spread love is over here, and they're even different colors, so they're not anywhere like I put them, okay? That's because this area is the canvas where you design, where you decide what you're going to make. Design Space always moves it to the top left corner. Let me change the color so you can see that better. So Design Space always moves it up here to the top left corner. You can, if you want, move these around on the mat. You can rotate it. You can hit these 3 dots inside that dot and move the object to a whole new mat. So if I wanted to cut it there, if I wanted them both to be purple, I would just move this up and it would be a purple. If I wanted this to stay yellow, I could move it down here, and then on my mat, I would put yellow vinyl or paper down here in the bottom right, and I would know that would be cutting out of yellow. And this would be purple, but it would save me from loading the mat more than once. Same with anything. You can move it to another mat, or you can move it to a new mat, and you can pick a color. And the only reason this is blue is because I chose it to be blue to tell me that I wanted to cut this out of blue. Now, if I didn't have any blue or I didn't really want blue, I could just put green color material on it and it will still cut it. Design Space is colorblind. They don't see color on the cutting mat. The machine doesn't. Okay, now let's go back. So if you want things positioned like this, you can select them and attach, but it's going to change them all to the same color, and then it's going to cut just like that. So it's going to cut it just like that. I cannot then move because attaching it attaches it to each other and it is not separate anymore. I hope that makes sense. You cannot organize your projects yet? I say yet because I know Cricut knows we want to do that, and they're always working on new things. Okay, when I'm in text doing a font and I make a mistake, how do I go back and fix it? How do I go back to the text menu? Okay, let me show you that. These are all sliced except for one. Let me detach. Fine, okay. This one, I can do that with. So this one has never been ungrouped. It has never been attached and has never been sliced. Well, it was attached to the others, but I detached it. It wasn't just this. So this one, I can change to a different font. Now this one, it doesn't come up. The reason is this is a sliced result. This is no longer text, even though it looks like it. It is an image. It is no longer text once you weld it or slice it. Same with this one. It is no longer text. This one is still. Now, if I wanted to ungroup this, I could ungroup it and I could change one letter. Oh, because it's two layers, it ungrouped both layers. So then I can ungroup that again. And then I could change just this one letter to a different font. It's not a font I would want to use for this, but it's possible to change each letter to a different font. Huh, that's a letter L. Okay. Patricia's asking, how do I change colors in the column if the color button is not shown near the shapes on the iPad? I think if you hit the edit button, what you do is you tap it. So like if I was on the iPad, I would select this and then I'd go down to the row of buttons and click on edit, and then there would be color. I think it's over here on the left. So you don't have to select it in the layers panel. You don't have to do that here either. You can just select the image and change the color. All right. I think that's it for today. We have opening viewer mail, and I have to get ready for that and set that video up and get all my stuff. And then I don't know what time that is even set to be done today. It's usually 12:15. But I don't know. My assistant set it up for me. So I'm going to go ahead and start it when I am ready. And my son is going to join me on that. He sent me some viewer mail also. The difference between attach and weld is can detach but not unweld. No, that is not the only difference. Okay, let me just grab some shapes. Let me duplicate. Let me show this one more time. I got to change the colors. I'm going to change color on both. Okay. So, that looks like the MasterCard, doesn't it? I'm going to select them both. I'm going to attach, but look at these. It's 2 layers over here. And when I attach, it just changes them. It's still 2 layers over here. This will cut out through here. It will also cut out the one behind it. It's going to cut them both out. Okay? There's nothing, if you attach, it's going to cut it out. Now, if you don't understand this, I suggest you just get some paper and do it and see how it actually cuts. Now, I'm going to detach. Well, actually, let's just go back. So now we're back where we were. They're not attached or anything. Now to weld them, see there's 2 layers over here. The circles they're separate layers. I'm going to select them and then weld. Watch what happens with these after I click weld. It turns into 1 layer. And now there is no cut line in between. It will only cut out around it, where when it was attached, it had a cut line here. You couldn't see the cut line on the other one because it was behind it, but it would have cut out a football shape. So does that make sense now? And I really highly, highly, highly suggest you guys practice in Design Space. I'm not even making a project. I'm just playing and showing you. And that's how I learned Design Space to start with. There were no videos when I first had Design Space. I had to play with it and learn it and make mistakes and hit make it to see what happens. Thank you, Miss Justice. And I want to thank everybody for all the good messages I've gotten lately and the prayers and just all of the love you're sharing. I really appreciate that. And I have an assignment for everybody. Assignment is for this weekend to do a random act of kindness. And you have to come back to one of my live videos next week, either Tuesday at noon, Thursday night at 8 p.m., or Saturday at 11 a.m. next week, and put something in the comments that you did your random act of kindness. Because I think it's so important to do nice, even if it's to give somebody a compliment who you've never given a compliment to. You know, it doesn't always have to cost money. You can make somebody a card for no reason at all, just to make them feel special. And it can be anything. You can pay for the toll behind you on the way to work, or, you know, just a compliment. Make somebody feel good. And I'm asking for your homework. I want to grade it. I'm not going to grade it. I don't judge people. So, but it not only does it make the person feel good, it makes you feel good. I feel so good when I do that, and I get excited about it, and it makes me want to do it more. And sometimes we really need this. So I want everyone to do a random act of kindness before one of my next videos, and you have to tell me what you did. So you don't have to do it this weekend. Just do it within the next week. Even if it's to compliment somebody's hair, you know, if it's somebody who compliment their hair every day, then they're just used to that. But give a compliment or make somebody some cookies or something that you don't normally do. Yeah, send a card. The Ferris wheel card has not been shared yet. It will be shared to all the supporters on my channel. If you haven't seen this one, I love playing with this. My son designed this with a little help from his mom. And then he did this one. I am so proud of this one. This one just turned out amazing. Look, and he used veneer. He used acetate and vinyl and paper. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? And then this is one. So on Tuesday, he's going to put this together. I'm going to put this one together. And Thursday, I think he's going to do this one. And I have some more ideas in my head that I have to test cut and see if they work. I really love this one too. Let's hang out. And he has a little heart. Alex will be here in the next video in, 10 minutes. He's just hanging around. Okay. So, I'll be seeing some of you in a few minutes. All right, guys, I love you and have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.